Okay, first up, minutes of February 27th. Approval on those.
Made the corrections that people sent me.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of February 27th.
All in favor?
I
Aye.
I don't have a second.
I'll second.
Oh, sorry, skipped that. Second and ayes.
Okay.
One's here from Berkshire Gas. We'll continue that.
Well, are we trying to set up a site visit?
We've been trying, but they still haven't gone back to us. I mean, they have a certified letter.
So
I think, I don't know. And since we have to ask David, he said he would be here tonight. But since we don't have a violation that we know of,
because we don't know if there's a resource.
exactly, we
Yeah.
can't issue an enforcement order.
Right.
I don't know what we can do to
All right,
make
well,
them
let's ask him.
behave themselves.
Let's ask him what we can do, because that's been on there for so long. And
Yeah.
we just need to know if there's a resource area. If there's no resource area, then there's
Yeah, we
nothing for us
dropped
to
the whole
do,
thing,
but we've asked to see it and they're not letting us see it. I think we need to
Well,
I agree.
see it.
in the resource area would only be the buffer zone, right? There's nothing right on the land. So, do I have that right?
I don't know, but it's in the ACEC, which is the thing that makes it most concerning.
We're just asking to see it.
David just joined.
Oh, good. Okay.
He could ask him this one.
Hey, David,
Hi, David.
Hmm.
You're muted.
I don't think he is.
Hello, sorry about that.
We're still trying to get something from Berkshire Gas. We've got nothing so far. We'd like to set up a site visit, at least to look at it. But
Yeah.
if we get nothing from them, we don't get a site visit as well. Sally has sent a certified letter.
They haven't responded?
Nope.
That's odd because they participated in at least 2 public meetings and they seem to be genuinely cooperative.
The advice that we got from Michael Canales is that because Berkshire Gas owns the actual property, we have to get permission from them, not the overseers. We have to have permission from them in order to go on the property. And we sent them a certified letter and they have not responded.
that was not Berkshire Gas at the meeting.
No, that was the umbrella company that was here.
Okay, I want to make sure I'm not confusing this with Osterman.
It's the same thing.
Same thing. Okay.
Yeah. So it's Superior
Propane, I think.
Propane owns the functioning part of the company. So they're the gas people, but Berkshire Gas, which is a local company, actually owns the property. So we have been advised by our town administrator that if we want to do a site visit, we need to get permission from Berkshire Gas.
Okay. And so you sent the letter to Berkshire Gas and you've received no response?
Oh,
So
Okay.
I don't know.
do we keep postponing it? Do we send another letter?
Why don't you, my initial recommendation is, could you guys send me a copy of the letter that you sent to Berkshire Gas?
Sure.
And did you actually have a specific contact name there?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, if you send that to me, I'll take a look at it. If I can sleuth out a phone number for the person, maybe I'll just, if it's okay with the commission, maybe I'll just try to make phone contact with.
Yeah, it's online. It's
Okay.
online, the information.
Okay, yeah, I find that often the best way to kick these things off is just to have a conversation, if you can have a phone conversation. So I'm happy to try to do that.
Thank you.
All right.
Because the problem is, we don't, I mean, we can't issue an enforcement order or anything like that because we don't actually know whether we have jurisdiction. And that's what we're
Right.
trying to find
You've got a
out.
complaint that you need to follow up on to see if there's actually a violation. And so
Right.
that's where you're kind of stuck in that phase.
Yes, exactly.
Understood.
So do we want to talk to Mr. Kampmeyer since he's there?
Yeah, and let me see. Let's go through these other two and then take him.
Okay,
The Route 183. Anyone here?
Michael
That's me.
Valenti,
All right.
okay?
Can I come up or?
Yes.
Well,
Can
sure.
I sit up with you guys?
You can sit
Yes.
anywhere you like.
Thank you. I brought a couple things. I am by no means an engineer or anything of that. nature,
All right.
But Jason, who is the owner of the property, received the letter and
We really appreciate that somebody cared that they got a letter.
yeah, I get it. No, well, here's the thing, you know, he sent it to me and I've never heard of the regulation. And I called the building inspector too, and he actually hadn't really either. So you may want to let him know. It sounds like he was kind of shocked by it too.
Yeah, so there are two stormwater things that people need to be aware of when they're clearing really significant pieces of property. One is the town bylaw, which is 10,000 square feet or more. And the other is if you are somewhere where any runoff might hit some sort of resource area, there's a federal filing that has to be.
Well, that is not, I mean, I have some
I
plans.
don't think you have worries about that.
No, I mean, I do have some surveys and that was a survey for the property from the previous owner delineating there's like an intermittent stream in the back there.
Is it intermittent?
It is. It's illustrated. It's intermittent on the USGS maps.
It's the thing that when I was looking at that site, the thing that struck me was that it's a long area that goes through a bunch of different wetlands.
Mhm.
And I was surprised that it wasn't a named stream map.
I did confirm with the engineer ahead of time that was the
Okay,
case.
all right.
So with that discussion, I'm perfectly aware of those rules and made sure that we were outside of 100 feet. In fact, the wetlands are flagged and we, went up to the top of this hill and we measured 110 feet just to be sure we're outside of it. And the other thing is at the top of the hill, everything goes that way now. We went over the crest of the hill, so there's not like any, the water flow from here to here would be unchanged. If anything, it's this way. So, I mean, and the other thing too is we're dealing with a previously cleared lot. Yes, he did, the owner did some additional clearing, but I think just even the house itself in general would have tripped the impervious surface requirement, right? Is it 2,000 square feet of roof per se?
Not necessarily.
No, roof doesn't really.
Not a resource area nearby.
Yeah, I mean, so that's kind of that's the approach we went and I know we put in, when we submitted a site plan for it, we identified the resource line and where to make sure to stay out of that and down the hill. So that's kind of my story, I guess. per se.
What's the size of the clearing?
I'd have to go out and measure it exactly. I have photos if you're curious.
Greater than 10,000?
I could be, I don't know.
Definitely.
Different befores and after of just of.
So the stormwater bylaw and the form that you file for it is really not a big deal.
Okay,
I mean, it's only 2 pages, it's online and it's not a big deal. It's just really, in this case, I think it's really just a formality just to make sure that we have all this covered.
okay. So do you want me to fill that out or do I need to hire an engineer or anything? Okay. So we're okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I was just making sure.
It's not a big deal. It's just the size of the clearing that
I understand. Yeah, I mean, we did to get to the electricity, there was a small one here and I think he took a little out of this corner to kind of get the driveway in over there but generally it was, pretty cleared beforehand. I mean, there was bunch of brush cleared up along the edges that whoever did it last time left too, so.
I mean, the other thing is that, when there's that much clearing, we get phone calls.
I wouldn't be surprised
So,
if he didn't. I mean, I know the neighbor up here came over.
so the nice thing about filing the stormwater is that you have just covered yours and ours.
Okay, I'm happy to fill it out then for you.
Or,
If it's the simple form that I have here. Okay, a lot of words I don't understand in this
oh,
bylaw.
no. Be very simple.
Okay, very good.
And the concern is if anything might be going into a resource area.
Okay, I understand. I got that from the last conversation.
It's not a worry. I mean, look, that you can tell just from looking at the picture that it's more than 10,000 square feet.
I mean, I know the house is bigger than 2,000, so I kind of gave up after reading that, so. Is there anything else I can help you with or answer?
Be any runoff towards the neighbors on the south side?
I mean, right now, the other thing is we're not really altering much land, there was some, and we plan on restoring a lot of it to vegetated state. It's not. The only runoff that we get a little bit right now would be toward the bottom of the driveway, and we've set up temporary erosion control, but I by the time, we plan on, replanting the meadow, make it back this spring, so that should be, I would, that would be okay at that point, but you don't even get any sediment over the driveway, and so we've installed some erosion control on the other side, so we can monitor it, and it doesn't really seem to move any dirt. There's a photo in there of that, I believe.
The replanting will be native species.
Yeah, I would.
Yes.
Meadow or the trees planted?
I think there's a landscape architect involved. Not that.
We can't condition it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Allows you to condition it. We would like to condition it, but we can't.
Did all your roof trusses stay up?
They're actually rafters, but yeah, for yesterday, yeah, I'm glad the sheathing wasn't on. It was like 60. I thought crazy that day, the other night. Those guys actually worked that day, which I can't believe, but. Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
No, I saw, he sent it to me. I'm like, well, I better get in front of this and, what?
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
That one is yours. All right. Well, I'll, so do I just file that as like send it to you? I think.
Here it's-
Okay, yep.
Thank
Do I
you.
need to come to another meeting or somebody?
No.
Do that right away. Enjoy your evening. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
13 Larry Wog Crossroads. You have a tree removal
Tree removal form
request.
for Jack, Cindy Brown.
13
I asked
Larry Wog.
Cindy if it was marked and she said no. She said they had a tree guy come in and that he thought the ground was wet.
That's just the agenda and minutes.
Well, it's an interesting address to me too.
You can take it if you want.
No, I have one. I just didn't see that one on there before. Was that updated today?
Yes, yep.
So he's looking to remove dead and dying blue spruces, which
Brought
are
up
not
against-
doing well in this environment anymore.
Yeah, she said that the concern is that the guy that they hired, the ground seemed wet. And he was worried that this might be a resource, but it's right off the turnpike. If you go down Larry Wog Crossroad, it's the first house on the right. Tor Hill Road,
All right. Okay,
the gray house. They did some clearing. I'll go.
so doesn't say anything about any replanting or anything.
She said it was in the woods. So I think that it's woodland and not, not
So
really
does
sure.
it say how many? It said that it's a tree farm, 60 trees. A lot of trees. Should take a look at it.
Yes, I told her we would want to do a site visit.
Okay.
We've got to let her know when we want to do that.
This week's gonna be nice. Thursday, Friday, Friday.
I won't be able to do Friday, but that's okay. I'm gonna be away.
I can do Friday.
About Thursday? Is that bad for,
Trouble with Thursday is that we can't get it can't get it advertised in time to do Thursday.
Unless we do next Thursday.
Yeah.
okay, so let's do Friday. That's,
All right,
Friday's okay.
Friday.
3 o'clock?
That's fine with me.
Is that okay?
I'll go.
what time now?
3?
3
Sure.
o'clock?
3 o'clock? Okay.
Someone is there. We'll talk to them about replanting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's 6 inches.
See.
Okay. Michael,
Hello, how'd you know that my name was Michael? You must have seen my email.
It says it right on the screen.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Mine says Mickey. I go by
Does say-
Mickey.
It does say Mickey.
all right. 4 South Hill Road.
Yeah, 4 South Hill Road, right. So thank you, first of all, for getting me in the last minute. I appreciate it. So this is a site, we're building a new house. We're planning to build a new house. And we submitted for the building permit. We've engaged an engineer to do they've done a survey of the whole lot. And we've sited the house and the septic system. And I can show you the engineering drawing if you unlock the screen sharing option. When I click on it, it says I'm not allowed. But anyway, the point is all of the construction for the house and the septic system is going to be well outside of the 100-foot buffer zone. We do have an intermittent creek on the call it the south property line. And so I just wanted to confirm that there is jurisdiction on this. And if there is, I'd love to get your sign off.
Okay, you spoke when I talked to you the other day about tree removal. Have you marked the
Right.
trees?
Yeah, that's the second thing. We're going to be removing 15 trees, 4 of which are completely dead for the house siding and for the septic system together, 15 total. And they're all white pine.
Yeah. You have everything staked out, or will you meet us there if we set a date? It's probably gonna be Friday at some point in time.
Yeah, we'll be here. We'll have all the trees labeled and the house site and the septic site staked out.
This is Hill Road.
Yes, we're talking about
South Hill Road.
South Hill Road. Yeah. So it's right
Do
around
you
the
want
corner.
to see it on the screen? Is that an option?
We can't, you know what happened? We had a Zoom bomb a few weeks ago at a meeting, which was actually quite horrifying.
What's a Zoom bomb? I don't even know what that is.
It was awful pictures of parts of bodies that you didn't want to see and some
Oh.
other language that you didn't want to hear. And generally it was upsetting and horrible. So
Yeah, wow.
So the town had to reconfigure their security for it,
Understood.
which
I
is
hear you.
why I think you can't share a screen. We have been able to do that up until recently, but I think they had to do something so that would not happen again.
Okay. The other option is I have it in digital and I could email it to you and you could pull it up if you'd like.
We have your little map that you sent.
Right here,
But
which is clear.
yes,
Is that the one that shows the buffer zone? The 100-foot buffer zone?
That'd be the first one.
That would show it, right?
We have what you gave us, and then I've got some other maps of the boundaries of the whole property, both
Got it.
sides.
It's a little,
So you have it. It might be a little small, but yeah, you've got it.
that's just, you heard me.
So we're going to the Browns, which is right around the corner on Friday. Do we want to do a site visit?
Friday,
Yeah.
want to do it earlier or later? It's dark, much later,
I
so
have,
we
I
can do.
have to do it later, like 3:30 or 4.
3:30?
3:30?
Would you be available for us to do a site visit at 3:30 on Friday?
Yep, my wife will be here for sure.
Yeah, I'll be here.
Okay, great.
So just for my knowledge, the result of that would be, so the purpose of that site visit would be just to confirm what we're showing on the drawing matches what the site conditions are?
Right.
Okay.
And if you have any plans for replanting, that type of stuff, tell us about general area where that would happen, that type of thing.
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
I know you're screening from the turnpike, so.
Oh, yeah. That's my next submission, is to build a wall up next to the turnpike, but that's gonna be a bigger deal, I'm sure.
Oh, wow. Okay. We will see you this Friday at 3:30.
Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you for filing. All right. Mackinac Shores Association, anyone here?
I think we can with that ourselves. Bill is here if we have any questions.
Does anyone have any questions about the stairway?
My mouth is sealed.
You can be a
Could be a resource.
a citizen.
No, it's needs to be done. It'll be, it's as much a safety issue as anything for the members of the community.
Yeah, it definitely is funky.
The stairs have gotten really weird. And
Is there any plan that you know of, Bill, to do some planting along the bank?
in addition to what exists, not that I'm aware of.
It'd be nice.
There's actually, there's sort of beds down kind of below the edge, I think, kind of at the edge of, back edge of the dock. There are plantings that people do. But it's more kind of
Flowers and stuff.
flowers and annuals, and maybe there's some perennials down there, but it isn't, the bank itself is not planted.
It would be nice if they did that.
Just to stabilize it. The ice bushes, and you know, Bill.
And, it's always good when the associations understand the 35-foot buffer. So that was a comment that I had.
All right, make a motion to close the hearing.
I'll make a motion. We close the hearing then?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That's pretty much it for us. Got a sign.
Thing. No, it's not that. All right.
So why don't we jump to the ones that we had asked David to be here for? So he doesn't want, I don't know if you want to sit through all the rest, but it would be good to jump to the ones that
All
were
right.
Pretty much it.
Yeah, if there, so I've got on my list so far, I've got, oh my God, where did my post-it note go? Well, the Berkshire Gas thing so
Yeah.
far.
Yeah.
What else can I help with?
Well, the
There it is.
Housatonic Railroad, we're still wrestling with. They have not sent us snotty letters, but they haven't done anything.
So my understanding is that the town may have an existing relationship with a contact at Mass DOT. That was brought to my attention during a conversation I had with the town administrator. So
Francesca Hemming.
yeah, so I'm my sense was that might be the next logical step,
Okay.
given that there's already a relationship there.
Yeah, because the man that used to come in here that we had a very nice relationship with has retired.
Yeah.
Amer Raza, he was always their representative to
Oh, he's
us.
retired. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so we can't talk to him.
So you know this other person?
I know her name because her name is the one that's on all of the applications. I've never seen her, never met her, I don't know anything about her except for I think she's been there for quite a while.
Yeah, and I think Mike might have a relationship with her from, other
Okay.
roles he's filled. So that might be the next logical step.
Okay,
Since we're not getting traction. And then if that doesn't work, then we need to reevaluate.
okay,
That's my recommendation.
all right. And the other is we're still struggling with the Wheatley Drive. That was the one we went to.
Yeah. So what's happened since then? Did you send them a letter
Nothing.
saying?
We sent a letter, a certified letter to the property owner. There was a contractor who contacted Ron, right?
Sweet. Yeah,
Schnook. Snook. What's a shook?
sure.
Schnook.
Last name is Shook.
Um,
But we haven't heard back from him and
No. So Ron heard something from the contractor. We have also since gotten a neighbor complaint, actually a couple of neighbor complaints that went to the planning board about lighting issues that are on that property. They have lights, significant lights in the middle of the night on the property.
That's not us.
I know
Yeah,
that's,
I would not worry about that. Have you sent a certified letter to the people who are listed as the property owners
yes,
of record? And they
Yes.
have not responded at all?
they have not responded.
Okay. So this
I
was
mean,
a
I
little-
think the reason that they haven't responded, I think that their response was the contractor guy. But
Well,
he,
and so he got back to you, Ron, and then was it just playing voicemail tag and then you still haven't connected?
I had a site visit there originally way back when for additions on the sides of the house. There was patios or porch or little additions on it would be the north and south side, I guess. So it didn't really concern us. It was no closer to anything. But this is way before we got into the landscape work and tree cutting and all that other stuff that sort of came about. And I haven't really seen or spoke to him since then.
I thought he had
Okay.
got in touch with you.
Okay, so since we were all out there together and since the commission sent the letter, there's been no response. Is that correct?
I guess,
Yes,
Okay, so could you send me a copy of that letter as well?
yes.
Because so there are a number of things going on here. We can't really enlist DEP's help if the property owner doesn't respond, because I don't think there's an obvious DEP or natural heritage nexus here. It's a bylaw issue, but it's also a US EPA issue because since they exceeded, I remember I put that map together for you guys. It was even well over 1 acre of clearing.
Yes,
Right.
That triggers, the US EPA's construction general stormwater permit requirement.
and I did tell them that.
Oh, you
I
did?
think-
Okay.
Yeah, I said, not only do you have to file with the town under stormwater, but it's likely that you have a NIPD's issue as well, because you cleared over an acre and it's possible that there's runoff going into a resource area.
So has the commission coordinated with the building department to see what they've done? Is there some possible,
Well, the building
Yes.
inspector is looking at the lighting issue, so he'll be out there for that, because
did they pull a permit to do all this stuff with the building department?
who knows?
Why would we coordinate with the building inspector?
Well, I mean, I'm just,
You're just,
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, let's just
I
say,
think it's
let's
a
say,
great,
if they're putting an addition on, because it looked like they were putting addition on the,
Yep.
would it be the east
North.
side?
North side. Yeah,
That they're going to need an occupancy permit for that portion of the house, right?
yeah.
So if they need an occupancy permit and they're in violation of other town
I see.
regulations, you know, is it possible for the building inspector to hold that up contingent upon coming back into compliance with the other things?
I see.
My original conversation with the contractor was that there was gonna be a guest house built
Yeah.
on the north side.
So an occupancy permit, you would presume, would be needed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Building, just a building permit even.
just general compliance too, David, I think.
Yeah, but if they,
You know,
if
the occupancy permit comes at the end, right?
yeah,
Yes.
I think so. I think that's how
Yeah.
it works. And so
This-
if they need that in order to do what they want to do, and that's held up, and you guys have, the town has the ability to hold that up to get them to come back into compliance with these other things, that might be the best mechanism to leverage.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, it seems like if they are out of compliance right now, if we could go after those things, get that cleared up and then go forward with the project.
Well, I'm just saying, because
Yeah,
they
you-
have not responded to you guys,
Okay, all right.
right?
Yep.
They don't need, they technically don't need anything from you, right?
Yes,
need
they need
something
it.
from they need something from the building department.
Jurisdictional.
They need to file the stormwater permit. And I read the regulations carefully, and we can issue an enforcement order under the stormwater
With fines,
bylaw
with fines.
with fines. Yep.
Right, but all I'm saying, Sally, is since they have, at least it appears so far that they've ignored the Conservation Commission, but they do have some kind of application, or they've got a process already started with the building department. The building department has the ability to hold back that occupancy permit potentially if the Conservation Commission can work with them.
We could issue an enforcement order, couldn't we?
If it's a clear violation of your bylaw, as long as the bylaw regulations lay out an enforcement
Does.
process, yeah, you could do that. And I would copy the building department.
Yeah, actually, the building inspector is one of the people who issues that.
Okay,
It's like it seems like anybody in the entire town could issue the enforcement order on the stormwater bylaw. It could be the police, it could be the building inspector, it could be the chairman. It could be,
do you know if the mailing address for the property owners is a Stockbridge address or is it an out-of-state address?
it's out of state.
Okay, because it was hard to tell if somebody was actually living in the house when we made the inspection. Or if there's just kind of transient use right now while they're making the renovations or what.
It's Florida.
Okay,
And we did get the green slip back saying that they'd received the letter.
Okay.
So
okay.
Just so I'm clear, you're going to send Dave the copy of the certified letter.
yes,
We're gonna check with the building inspector and.
yes.
Can
And
we
can
send
issue an
you
enforcement
also
order.
the enforcement order to look at?
And do you think we could issue the enforcement order based on the date of the letter?
Let me
I
see
mean-
the letter. Let
Okay.
me take a look at the letter first and then I'll
Okay, all right,
weigh in on that.
all right.
I'll leave a message for the building inspector.
Okay.
And that, what was the specific address of that one for Wheatley again?
11.
11 Wheatley, okay.
And the last thing, I did hear from Rob Ackroyd, they're going to file the stormwater. I have not received it yet, but he agreed to send. it to
Rattlesnake
file.
Mountain Road.
Yes.
So was there also cutting where there shouldn't have been from that map that you sent out a while ago?
That was my impression based on the site inspection I did. Yeah, on the I guess would be the northern side of the site closest to Rattlesnake Mountain Road. It looked to me like they were within 15, they installed the silt fence within 15 feet of the BVW flag,
Oh.
wetland flag 3. And I think you guys have a condition in the order that says no work closer than 60 feet from the BVW. And the clearing was definitely within 60 feet of the BVW.
So that's a
So-
separate issue. There's two issues there. There's the stormwater and the cutting close to the BVW.
Yeah, I didn't see any direct impacts to the wetland from sedimentation. The erosion controls were, I guess they comply with what was shown on the plan that you approved. I've never seen a cross-section of S&E controls shown quite that way. I didn't really key into that when you were reviewing the notice of intent. What's actually out there is they have two silt fences and they have a straw wattle sandwiched between them. And the up-gradient silt fence is not actually entrenched, nor is the down-gradient silt fence. They just kind of wrapped it underneath the straw wattle. It's kind of an odd S&E control configuration. I've never seen one like that. Again, I didn't see any problem. I didn't see any sedimentation going past it, but it's not a typical method for controlling sedimentation. Typically, you've got a silt fence that is entrenched in the ground 6 inches, and you have hay bales or straw wattles on the up-gradient side.
So the property is for sale. Can we do anything before it sells about getting some replanting in this area that they cut so close to the BVW? Before it sells, because once it sells, we're not going to be able to enforce anything.
Well, no, because that order of conditions is going to transfer to the new owner, and then they're on the hook for it. So you can do it now, you can do it then.
I would
you've
like
got-
to now, if good. I mean, it makes more sense for us to try to do it now to the people
Give
that actually
notice,
did
yeah.
it.
It would clog the sale. You know,
So do we do that as an enforcement order or how do we do that?
I say that wrong, Bill. I don't know. You knew what it was.
Have you reached out to the contractor or Rob Ackroyd on that?
Rob Ackroyd, yes.
On the
Okay.
cutting close to the BVW?
No, I did not mention the cutting close to the BVW.
Okay, so maybe start there.
So does it make sense perhaps to have a compliance inspection / meeting with Rob? So we
Yes,
get on site
probably.
and look at everything together and say, hey, what happened here?
Probably,
Yeah,
especially with you.
yeah, I can make myself available.
All right, let's try to get hold of him.
Yeah, he's easy to get hold of.
He responds.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll just be the liaison between us and the contractor. He's not the guy building the project, but he'll, we can speak the same language with him, so.
He was not happy when we told him about the stormwater. He said, why didn't we know about that? I said, it's not up to us to tell you.
Yeah, and I was, I didn't think about that either because I was really just focused on the delineation. That was kind of what
Yeah.
you guys tasked me to do. I wasn't thinking about stormwater, but yeah, it's good.
Well,
that
I
you
don't think, my sense of what they were doing did not trigger in my mind that it was going to be that much clearing. It seemed to me that it was more than I remembered.
Mhm.
I don't know that it'll mean much in practical terms because I didn't really see any problem. I mean, as long as they can control, as long as the S&E controls work, I don't think there'll be a problem. But the cutting of more than the buffer zone than what was allowed to me is more of an issue.
It gets them back to the table.
Yeah.
And we give him a little and we get something for it.
I have to say that I was really hoping that they would put that property into conservation of some kind. I don't know that he's planning to do that.
Outside of the site, building site.
The whole piece. It's in the ACEC. There's water going through it. It's, it's a good piece of property to be protected. I talked to Rich Bradway about it with the land trust, and they were not particularly high on that idea. I guess they have other fish to fry, but it would be nice if, there's a lot of property off that road that is in conservancy, and it would be nice to put another piece in.
Anything else?
That's helpful, Dave. Thank you.
All right, we'll get hold of Ackroyd and set up a site visit. And we'll let you know if it works for you or what timeframes we need.
Yeah, maybe come up with, I don't know why there's an echo every time I talk. Maybe come up with a handful of dates and times, just so that I can make sure that I'm available.
Do you want to send us your availability and I'll send it to him?
Yeah, do you have a week in mind that you'd like to do it?
Next week after?
Next week?
Yeah.
Why don't I give you my schedule for next week and the following week?
Okay,
That
that'd be good.
works.
Week of the 18th and the 25th.
That works.
Okay.
Okay.
And we'll go look at it, talk to them and straighten it out,
Okay.
hopefully. Anything else there?
Nope.
Already did, Hill Road. Stone Court.
Oh, yeah,
Do
Stone.
we have that?
Well, I just have to sign that. Oh, and we had a report that the planting that we had asked for at the knoll has not been done.
It's a little early.
Reporting the report,
Where did that come from?
a citizen.
A citizen. Okay. Thank you, citizen.
We are not required ever to disclose a
fine.
name
That's
unless it
curious.
goes to court.
That's
Then
fine.
we have to,
Okay.
but other than that, it's a citizen report.
There you go.
Let's give them a few weeks on that because most of the nurseries aren't even up and running yet.
That's fine. Just reporting the report.
Just get moving around.
Okay.
Up
So
and
we have to
coming.
sign, we have to
Yeah,
sign
let's have that and sign
the
that.
Stone Court one that we're giving them. We're telling them they're gonna have to, when they get the project figured out, they're gonna have to file a notice of intent. You can go home now, David. I think we're okay, unless you have something.
You're all set with me?
Yes.
Okay, good enough. No, I don't have anything else. I will send you out my schedule for next week and the following week. Just to summarize, I've got, you guys will send me a copy of the letter that went to Berkshire Gas. I'll take a look at that and try to make phone contact with the point of contact.
Francesca.
Right. No, that's something else, right?
That's the Tonic Railroad, sorry, yeah.
Right, right. And that's really not for me to make that contact. That's probably for perhaps Mike Canales.
Okay.
You will send me the letter that was sent to the property owners of 11 Wheatley, and I'll take a look at that. And then we can, based on my review of that, I'll give you recommendations on whether to and what the enforcement order might look like.
Okay.
And then, yeah, once I give you my schedule for the next couple of weeks, we'll try to schedule some kind of site visit for 13 Rattlesnake Mountain Road.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Great.
All right,
Thank you.
Thank you.
good enough. Nice seeing you guys.
Good to see
Night.
you.
Thanks, David.
All right, bye.
Upcoming while we're signing there.
The only thing that I know of that's upcoming is the thing that Shannon talked to us about last week, or last meeting, the amended order for the Silvermans. Where they want to do a screen porch and a
Yes.
patio instead of whatever it was.
Is that
they had
104?
before. Yes, yeah.
Did she send us drawings and
Not yet.
And some plantings, I think she was gonna say.
Well, she sent, yeah, she did actually. But it wasn't a huge. I haven't gotten the real filing yet. I've just gotten the electronic one. And it has pictures of the screen board. But it's not it's not a site plan.
Lovely.
Okay, we saw that last.
Yeah. So we'll get, she gave me enough to advertise. I did. And, but I haven't gotten the real filing yet.
Agricultural Forestry Commission?
Right.
Monday, that's third.
I gotta put it.
It's Monday, yes.
Have you ever had any conversations with the tree warden?
I think.
There was a tree warden.
Okay, we're not on, we're not on.
All right, I wondered,
That we are scheduled to have a meeting on Thursday of the previously defunct Stockbridge Bowl
that's good.
Stewardship Committee.
Good.
So I'm not,
So it's reformed,
I'm not sure who's chairing it.
but it's newly reformed.
Yes,
Yeah, good.
will not be me. I'm just want to say that. So, and then Campusa, it's been good,
Mm-hmm,
I think.
mm-hmm. It's moving along.
Yeah.
Yep.
did we need, other than Hughes, fencing removal out back here? Did we get any?
I haven't heard anything recently. My understanding was that it was okay to do and that Hugh had agreed to do it, but I haven't heard anything about when it's going to be done.
Check. I will talk to the gentleman about it. Lighting.
So I was thinking about whether or not we wanted to think about, since we have the thing from Wheatley again, still. Do we want to think about, lighting as part of, no, okay.
Well, it's not a wetlands issue.
No, but it could be a
Shouldn't that be planning
performance
board?
standard one. It is a planning board issue. Isn't it?
Marie,
Marie?
you with us, Marie?
I'm with you, but I haven't heard anything about it. That I can remember.
Apparently it's on the radar.
Yeah, our meeting was canceled last week because of the voting, so I think it was on that. But we didn't talk about it because we didn't have a meeting because of, elections.
Yeah, because there's a neighbor complaint about it. In fact, I think there are a couple neighbor complaints.
Okay. Yeah, we haven't heard it yet that I know of.
What happened with the property that we talked about last time, where we were looking at, one deed said 44 acres and.
No, we haven't done anything with
80
that yet.
acres and-
The one where it says Rothstein property.
Yeah, is that Rothstein?
Discrepancy.
Have we heard anything about that?
No,
Talk to Michael.
not directly about it, but I didn't know. Let's,
Okay. All right. Figure that out.
Yeah, because it was a big difference.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't see how 46 acres just disappeared into the pond.
Right.
Because 46 acres is my entire property.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
That's a lot.
It doesn't disappear.
There's a mystery.
Yes.
Marie, have you heard anything about the town-owned property on Wheatley Drive?
No.
If Okay, so years ago, many years ago,
Years ago, we did, I think. Is that the one that was put in the driveway and that went around the hill and up?
no, this is the property that David Rothstein gave to the town back in 1987.
I wasn't born then.
Yes, you were. Your
Nice.
kids are older than that. Don't give me that.
I haven't heard anything.
It's what happens when you have history in town. You can't lie like that. So,
No, I don't. I haven't heard anything about that.
so the thing about this is that David Rothstein in 1987 deeded to the town 68.2 acres of land, plus or minus. And that piece of property is now 22 acres.
Yeah, I heard your meeting last
Yes.
time.
So it's a mystery.
I didn't take it. I didn't take it. I don't know.
We'll inquire some more.
Yeah, I'll see if we've got anything.
Because, I mean, did the town sell it? And in which case they shouldn't have, because it's supposedly under the Conservation Commission's purview, which would have been naughty.
Is there there's nothing on it, right? It's
No, I don't know. We don't know. We know that there's nothing legally on the 22 acres, but there's another 24 acres that are missing, or what is it? Now, see, 22 from 68 is
Almost 40.
46 acres that seem to have disappeared somewhere.
From the maps that we did have, it almost looked like it got gobbled up by the lake.
But that's huge.
No,
Yeah.
I suspect there's a typo somewhere in this. I mean, that would be my guess that something got,
Well, I don't know, something
Some secret
screwed up.
road.
yeah.
But I mean, it's very clear in the deed. It's very clear in the deed, the size of the property.
Mhm. It's not likely to be a typo in the deed.
I mean, it goes so far as to list every
Wait,
rock, tree and whatever.
I thought we'd agreed our last meeting would have it made.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's gotta be a survey somewhere,
Mhm.
more than one, I'm
Well,
sure.
it is here, but it
Yeah.
probably needs to be redone.
let me, leave those out in the office down if when we come back.
I have an extra copy that I made of and you can look at the deed online. I mean, it's registered with the Registry of Deeds.
Yeah, so my guess is that's correct.
You can find it.
Well, it has to be,
That have-
and you have to be
Not easy to
markers.
find
I mean,
anything on the registry.
I mean, somebody could
Find it.
and find it right there.
That's the- somewhere too.
Chuck and I were looking at it on our computers last time,
Mhm.
and I bring my iPad.
No, we can get that.
Interesting to
Any other business?
structure on any of
It's a
that.
missing piece on the other side of the stream, wasn't there, Bill?
When you started looking at it, not, probably not. It was like it was, the proportions look different, but it.
Motion?
Make a motion to close the public hearing?
Oh, I'm sorry, Joe, I forgot about you. You were being so quiet.
Thank you.
Joe's got a project.
And I need to recuse myself, Sally, okay? And then I can tell you about,
You're here as a citizen.
citizen.
Yes,
Point.
Citizen Joe.
Okay. So the project, I bought a piece of land that has frontage on, I just want to make sure that what I'm going to do, the requests I'm going to ask for are what you feel are appropriate for this
So
project.
this is pre-RDA? You're just talking.
Yeah, I've actually started to
talking
do.
to us.
to do an RDA because I figured that'd cover everything. So this is Train Hill Road and this is Averick Road over here. So it has frontages on two roads. And the reason I'm here is this stream coming out of the reservoir is over here. And this dashed line is the riverfront for that stream. So there's a riverfront piece of this property. And the project that the house project is totally out of anything to do with this side of the property that's contains the riverfront. And even the driveway now can come off this road. So I've done some cleanup of taking down trees. You couldn't even walk through here on this side, just to take down some of the dead stuff. And over here, there's more dead. There's a lot of ash trees that have the emerald ash borer. And there's a sort of a zone here that several of those were blown over in some windstorm probably 5 years ago. And others are standing, but they're dead. And then there's some that are infected, you can tell. And I would like permission to take, the dead trees and the diseased trees out of there, whether they're standing or laying down. And I have a picture. It's not very good, but I would like to set up a little site visit. I'll mark the trees and show them to. And this is looking up from here up this hill. And I'll pass it around. You can see trees that are down. Here's a dead one, obviously. But all the dead ones, I think are ash trees.
Joe, do you have any thoughts of replanting anything in there?
Well, let me just back up a little bit. I wanted around the outside. First of all, there'll be no fencing, anything like that on the riverfront. And I'd like to leave some of the trees in here and on this side, especially there's a nice one over here, for like woodpecker trees.
Will there be anything left after you get all the
Oh, yeah.
dying?
Yeah, there'll be, yes, but there's no change in the canopy. Ron, those same, the living trees will be there.
You leave the stumps.
Yeah, we could leave stumps.
Well, close.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, just so you don't pull them out.
yeah, there's some that are already tipped up, when they tip over, the stumps come out of the ground, and others may end up in that. And I'll just take them out at that point. But I could leave them. And I could do it if you want. Well, first of all, as a riverfront, with the road through it, this is not pristine. It's compromised already. And this is quite steep on this side of the road down to the water. So I don't think too much is going to be crawling up here. But I could keep and everything, these trees are mostly in the outer zone. They divide the riverfront into two zones. The first 100 feet, which is called the inner riparian, and the outside, which is the outer. These are mostly in the outer here. So that's the project. There's a house here. There's a septic field right here. There's a parking area and a barn here with that bridge we gave him permission to go across, remember, for the entrance a while ago, Sally, that red barn. So I mean, that's just some of the,
So is this an existing house on your property?
no, this is not,
The
this,
neighbor's property,
no, this is an existing one on the neighbor.
right? That's what I thought. Thank you.
That was part of their land and she broke it off and I bought it.
So you have an existing house on the property?
No, there's not a house.
Okay,
Has
I'm
to build one.
confused.
Yeah, it has to be built.
All right.
Did you say the driveway was from Hill Road now?
It's from, yep, Train Hill. Yeah,
Or
it's right here.
Main Hill, yes.
I can shift this down to you if you want. What's that?
So it's somewhere right in, between these two and this, near this intersection.
Yeah, it is in fact right here, coming across. This is this line. The last house is about here. So it's just up and back.
Also, it's up above this.
Yeah, it jumps through about where the word average
Yeah.
is, you can't see this.
The lot number, Joe?
10A.
And just,
I put sketch here. 10A.
The 10A
Yeah, I'll pass this. How about if I,
Train Hill?
Train Hill?
is this a slope going back down into the river?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
Take it down to the road, actually.
Down to the road.
down to
then
the
it-
road, and then the river is on the other side of the road.
Yeah, and the slope here is quite steep. In fact, it's difficult to walk.
Okay, how about where the cutting will be?
Cutting up here?
How's that?
No, that's a slope as well. Here it is. So it's sort of like that. This is that road.
Yeah.
And that's looking up the hill. And the high point's about here, and then it slopes that way a little bit too. And it slopes down this way as well. Actually, it's rather level there. You couldn't see it with the trees until we took out some of the stuff that had fallen on the ground. How about- Did it help?
Draw that picture?
Yeah, but I did. This was colored and then I put, the printer
Good drawing.
ran out of the color. This is a smaller one.
Yeah.
Here, I can pass that around. Just to give you the idea.
If you want us to take a look.
Yeah, you should take a look. I'll mark the trees. And,
I've been there.
so the filing will be a request for determination, the tree removal, filing, and,
So,
go ahead.
no, I'm just trying to think aloud. If it's in the 200 river, is it an arts area or?
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of guessing. That,
Depends on whether there's work going on.
well, I was gonna do just the,
It wasn't.
I was
Other than
gonna
tree
do
removal.
Oh, the tree removal.
the jurisdictional. Yeah, but I said to myself, if I was
Well, I think,
on, doing it, I'd probably check off doing RDA because it's in the resource area.
The
yeah,
200 foot, yeah.
Yeah, so
but you
that's
could do the tree removal if the trees are dead,
good. No change in canopy, no
Yeah.
eating, no anything really after the trees go out.
I only, I'm certainly not opposed. My
We'll
only
save
concern-
some
if you leave-
logs down, stuff like that.
Yeah, and if you leave the stumps in, that's gonna hold things in place, because there is a slope.
There's other trees there. It's not gonna be cleared.
Not gonna- Yeah, so we'll see it.
Um, you know,
So you'll have the trees marked when we go for the site visit, Joe?
yeah. Is there any chance, we could do it, tie in with the ahead of the meeting, like the.
On Friday.
On Friday, yeah. I think we could do it in about 10 minutes. I mean, you can just drive here. I could show you the trees. 10, 15 minutes.
I can do it at like at 4 on Friday,
Yeah. That would be great.
with that. Tell me the address again.
What's that?
What's the
Train
address?
Hill Road.
Let's see.
Frayne Hill Road. Here's how as you come up from, the mill in Interlaken and you go south, 10 has got that tennis court that sits there in the pines
I'll follow you.
on the
Yeah.
right.
I don't know the town as well as you do.
Yeah.
I'll follow the.
And there's a construction on the other side. There's somebody building extensive renovations to a house.
So
And they park right on the road, so you can't.
And it'll just about get through there. And then this is, as you as you start down the road,
Closed because there's a bridge out.
the driveway, it's not cut in yet. But it will be.
I'm trying to picture where it is.
I'll
show you.
follow the
Yeah.
train.
We'll get you there.
Here, let me get you there.
Yeah,
And this is.
but we're gonna start first at
Okay.
the other place and then if we all go to.
Okay, so here,
The old mill and the bridge that's out
Mhm.
is there. You know,
This is-
Cush Road and Willard Hill, which is
this
the
is
detour.
So we'll be coming from Southfield,
Everett.
right?
So you'll be coming from just down the way here.
Okay, good.
You'll be coming.
And this is Train Hill.
The speed limit is 30 in there, folks.
Yep.
There's someone there most days now.
Ah, okay, good to know.
On 183 or on?
So now,
183.
here's Interlaken.
183 goes 30, 40, 30, 40 in about
And
four
then
spots.
coming down through here.
And they usually sit through
3.
30.
Okay,
Good to know.
It's early in the
Back
month
like
for
that.
Isn't it?
okay,
Oh, somebody complained.
And Everett Road goes
They've been
over.
there every day.
And this is where the bridges are out.
okay.
You know where you are now?
Yes, I do know
So
where I
you
am.
do-
Yeah.
Actually, we're still live.
There's two bridges here.
Yeah. All right,
Okay,
Okay, we have a
now I,
Motion to
so to get there,
adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
depends where you're coming from.
Second it.
Yeah.
All in favor?
I-
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Good night.